Hello, I'm Dr. Schultz, and the letter this week is from Lara, Marina Del Rey, California, about an ear infection and a prolonged cold with her child. Dear Dr. Schultz, I've been a faithful client for many years. Thank you, Lara, and I thank you for everything you do. I work in radio and found your products after many years of getting sick constantly and losing my voice. You have changed my life, especially your cold and flu shots. Thank you, Lara. I appreciate hearing that. Everybody, I appreciate it. My question is about my son, who's 3 years old. He has an ear infection and is slowly getting over a cold and cough. I started him on Children's Echinacea, Superfood, and the Gentle Bowel formula, which would probably be intestinal formula number 3. Along with a juice I make from him of kale, romaine, apple, and lemon every day. We also have actually tried antibiotics recommended by a traditional doctor that made him throw up. Well, that's a good thing that he threw them up and got rid of them. I say no more of that, and I'm hoping you might point me in the right direction of how to do more to help my little guy heal himself until he has been fairly healthy, except for what the doctors, until now, he's been fairly healthy, except for what the doctors thought was an episode of Kawasaki disease. I thought that was a motorcycle. High fever that wouldn't break, a rash, Kawasaki's disease, red eyes, swollen lips, exhaustion. It sounds like just an infection. That ended with a week in the hospital and 2 rounds of intravenous immunoglobulin treatment when he was a year old. Okay, so he's probably still recovering from that. Not the disease or the illness or whatever it was, from the hospital treatment. Going through this experience with him has shown me that what you say is true. The doctors make their best guess, but they are not the final answer to health. Thank you, and God bless you. Okay, let's start with the basics. You mentioned you make him a great juice for the day, but I want to make sure that everything that goes into your baby's mouth is healthy. So make sure that it's organic, make sure that it's vegan, make sure that he's loaded with fruits, vegetables, healthy heirloom grains, and nuts, seeds, but it's all organic, it's all vegan. Let's get his nutrition up, and of course, superfood. Make sure your son, I'd put him on a double dose of superfood, and we're going to talk about the dosage rule for children at the end of this. Okay. What are the basics? Well, it's always food, elimination, and immune. You know, so I just mentioned that. Make sure his food program is not good, not great, freaking perfect. I want this boy to be eating only the finest and best foods. Okay, elimination, it sounds like you solved that, and intestinal number 3 is a blessing for children, and you can use that anytime you want. And his immune system, you mentioned the Children's Echinacea. You can even use the adult Echinacea. You just have to dose it right and mix it with pure organic maple syrup. Or you can use the Children's Echinacea and just dose it right. Okay, how do you dose it right? Remember, all you parents out there or you pet owners, I'm talking about anybody that weighs less than 150 pounds, so it could be some of you adults. An adult dosage based by medicine, based by the world, based by even Dr. Schultz, is based on 150 pounds. 150 pounds. You ladies out there that are 110 or 120 pounds, sorry, you're not an adult. Okay, you don't get an adult dosage. You can take it, but if you feel it's too much, you can take a little less. The way you figure out any dosage for anybody is put their weight over 150. If your child weighs 10 pounds and then you reduce that fraction, your child would be very young, would take 1/15 of the adult dosage, 10 over 15. If your child weighs 30 pounds, 30 over 150, that would be 1/5 the adult dosage. If your child weighs 50 pounds, 50 over 150, that would be 1/3 the adult dosage. And if your horse weighs 1,500 pounds, or your grandmother or aunt, okay, that's 10 times the adult dosage. But always put the weight over the 150, reduce it to the smallest fraction possible, and that is your percentage of the dosage, whether it's less or more. And if you happen to weigh 149 to 151 pounds, you can take the dosage I recommend. 150 is the golden number. So I don't think you have anything big happening at all here except too much medical treatment, intravenous immunoglobulin, antibiotics. Just keep your baby, your son, I think it was a son, away from the medical doctors, away from drugs, eat healthy, keep his bowel active, and keep the immune system boosted, and don't worry about Kawasaki, Honda, or Harley-Davidson disease. It's all gobbledygook. Forget about it. Oh. Children's echinacea and adult echinacea. Children's echinacea, adult echinacea. They're virtually the same formula. This one's going to taste really strong, so this one's been modified for children. You can use either. Adults can take this, double up on it. Children can take this, cut it in half, but always use my rule by weight. And also, I have over here Superfood. Okay, Superfood 100 is great for kids because it's smaller tablets. They only need to take 3 and they can swallow them. But I always suggest the Superfood powder. You can put it in any drink that you make kids. Just use your common sense. And my son drank this from the first time he started putting anything in his mouth all the way to today. Thank you, friends.